You know what? Normally I don't start off with the ritual I always start off with. Let me do it today, though, because I'm pumped about this season already. Niners! Because, see, here is the thing. The drama is building, as you can see right now. The Cleveland Browns know all they probably need. They've been stacking talents and picking up free agents. All they really need is a quarterback. However, you look at Osweiler, you look at Cody Kessler, you look at Hogan, and you say to yourself, that ain't going to get it done. But then again, you add Trubisky to that mix, that is not going to get it done either. Mitchell, as good as he looks, and they're saying he is the man with the best skill set right now. He ain't going to come in next season, but of course, I'm saying that don't make it true, right? Trubisky could come in behind a beefed up offensive line and come in and just kick some ass. Who knows what he's capable of really under Hugh Jackson's tutelage? So you see, it gets real interesting. The 49ers are walking around saying one thing, like, well, yeah, we're looking at several possibilities, and we're also looking to trade down. We're open for business. And I want to be perfectly transparent. With every time he talks now, I want to be perfectly transparent. Oh, I love you, John Lynch. Now, with this said, the 49ers could be baiting the hook. There are some of us that are drinking the Kool-Aid. You see, because here's the thing. I just want to say this before I get to the phone. And the offense that Kyle Shanahan, the Shanahan family runs. It's hand the ball off to the running back, run down the side along with the offensive line, 3 yards past the 3 yards past the tight end. You make a single cut. That's all you do. You commit to that cut. If it's a right cut, go. You're out of here. If not, you live with it. But that's the game plan behind the Shanahan's run. Now, does Leonard Fournette, does he fit in that formula? There is the question, because the Shanahans are famous for going back in the 4th and 5th and 6th round and grabbing quarterbacks and making them into superstars because, let's face it, their offensive scheme, that outside zone run is very simplistic. Do like you're told, you'll be a star. Now, do you get better with what I call a north-south runner in Fournette? Do you bring, I'm telling you right now, it's getting real complicated. Are the 49ers serious about Fournette? Are they baiting the hook? Because Jacksonville also needs a running back. We already know that Carolina needs a running back. What are we going to do? Toby is standing by, and I believe from what we've been talking about, he's got some answers. Toby!
Shout out to the faithful in the comment section. I would love to put a voice to your Texans, but it's all good though. Stay tuned on. We on the Ronbo show every day, all day. I want Fournette. I want Fournette, man. We cannot miss out on Fournette. He's a can't miss player. I think he's going to be a home run hitter, and I think he's going to be the offensive rookie of the year, straight up and down.
All right.
Straight up.
Now, Toby. Before you go into that, too, I'm curious. So, will the Browns be so worried about Trubisky that they make that deal? So not only can you get Fournette, but you may be able to get somebody else too.
Okay, well, so if Myles Garrett slips, I think you got to take Garrett. Honestly, I'm just assuming Cleveland is going to take Garrett. I think Fournette is one number behind Garrett. So if Garrett's off the board, I would take Fournette. Carlos Hyde and him are kind of similar, but I want to see some competition. I think Carlos Hyde has a little beast in him that hasn't came out yet. I don't know. I mean, yeah, that's a reach. Yeah, we have a running back, but in my opinion, I know I'm not supposed to compare people, but I just looked at a few Bo Jackson highlights, and I just saw how he just took off, and he was too big to be even moving that fast. And I just see Fournette being that person, 21 years old. You know what I mean? Still learning and getting there with Bobby Turner, and you know what I mean. I just can't wait to see Richard Sherman try to tackle him, and you see Richard Sherman's dreads flying helplessly as he gets stiff-armed into the dirt.
Toby, you are saying with the number 2 pick, and Bo Jackson is the only running back that has been taken that high in the draft. You're saying we
I would
need to
take him.
repeat history right now and
I would
pick
take
that
him.
big
I would
monster
take
up.
him. Yes, I would take him. I also think he's better than Ezekiel Elliott. So
That's already been
uh,
said.
I think he's better than Zeke the Freak. You see how Ezekiel Elliott made that whole room different. In my opinion, without him, Dak Prescott wouldn't even, be Dak Prescott like
You
that.
want
In
good
my
point.
opinion, I'm just saying.
No,
But
that's true.
man, I love me some Myles Garrett too, but I love me some Fournette. But that being said, you guys, I found another cornerback, and I don't remember what school he goes to, but his name is Brian Allen. Look him up. He's 6'3". He's a converted wide receiver into cornerback. He runs a 4.48. He has 34-inch arms, 10-inch hands, and he's a pressing cornerback. He's physical, long, big-bodied. He kind of reminds me of Sherman, but a little faster. We could probably get him in the third round. So go check out Brian Allen. Real quick before I get off, man, don't look at the number 2 pick as, it's the number 2 pick. Look at it from, half empty, half full. It's a top 5 pick. So who would you get in the top 5 or even a top 10 pick? You can't just say, it's at 2. I can't read. So say if we do get Corey Davis, I wouldn't be mad. People say, it's too high at 2. But it's not really at 2. It's really a top 10 pick. It's whether he goes at 2 or 7.
True.
So it's all good, man. Y'all stay faithful. We need that pass rusher at 34 after Fournette. And then it's a whole bunch of different avenues we could take. But Fournette is going to be the nucleus of our hostile and violent NFC takeover. Ronbo!
Bam, bam, bam. Good stuff, Toby. There it is. There's a vote for Fournette and an endorsement of which we will see sometime soon as to whether that materializes or not. Because I'm telling you right now, it's like I say, no jump cut need, just run down that line of scrimmage, look for that crease, one cut and go. Fournette has a lot to offer in that one cut he'd make, though. You need to get out the way, though. It could be interesting. It just goes against the nature of what they like to do, the Shanahan family. So we'll see. Because you know what? I got a feeling that's why we still have Mike Davis still on the roster. Because Mike Davis is one of them is exactly what they like to work with. Let's go, Joe. Hey, let me do it like Joe. Boy, I tell you what
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
What's up, man? Joe, it's on your mind, man. Hey, happy Easter, bro.
Happy Easter to you too, man.
Thanks, man. Well, Joe,
with Leonard Fournette, I absolutely love the dude when it comes to just like power football and just run through people. That's my kind of ball. But I don't see him being utilized to his full potential in this offense. Like, that guy needs to be in the same offense that Frank Gore was in, not in this offense. I don't really think he's going to be that shifty guy. Sure, he can run through people, but in order to run in his own scheme, you got to be like Le'Veon Bell. That's the best running back to do it in this scheme.
And in fact, Joe, with that said, if indeed you get into a trade situation with Cleveland.
I would love that.
And with Cleveland.
That's my first option.
Yeah.
My first option is to trade that pick.
All right.
And what I was looking at was New Orleans Saints. This could happen on draft day if Browns don't take that if Browns take that quarterback and don't take Garrett. I see Saints making the call because they have offensive weapons. Their offense is pretty much set.
Always.
They traded away Brandon Cooks, loaded up on picks to get better on defense. And what's better than getting the best pass rusher in the draft? Best potential pass rusher. Not day one, but like.
No, he's a plug and play.
Could be happening.
He'll be out there on the starting day.
On my way to the receivers, though.
Yeah.
The most overrated receiver in this draft is Mike Williams.
I kind of agree with that.
One trick pony.
Yeah. No, cannot.
He's gonna go. He's gonna go run a 9, and all of a sudden plant his foot, come back,
Boom.
rise up, get the ball.
One move. And in the NFL, it's going to be guys on his hip all the way that can deal with his size and strength. So, yeah, I'm telling you, I agree.
And they're saying Corey Davis could last even to pick 34.
Hey, where did you get that information from, though? Because, see, I'm looking at certain people have said that early on.
Mel Kiper. Mel Kiper's latest mock draft.
Stay away from Mel Kiper, though. But anybody else says that, I'm going to buy it. Because Corey Davis, they've been pumping him up so much. He was a second-round pick up until about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And then all of a sudden he started moving in. And they start calling him the 1-2. Him and Mike Williams, the 1-2 receivers. And as soon as they call you that, now everybody says, what? So, you know.
Yeah, I get you. It's just like, the reason I see him going that far is because first of all, the injury is kind of like scary.
I know, nobody knows exactly what's the
really
extent.
know what's going on with it. And there's going to be people who are going to make excuses about his drops and all of that. So it's a possibility that he lasts to us at 34. In that moment, I'd take him any day.
All right.
But my favorite receiver this year is Juju Smith-Schuster.
How come? You know what? He's just a shorter version of Mike Williams. He can't gain any separation, though. I'm worried about. I worry about guys who can't gain separation and run route.
Anquan Bolden can't gain separation.
Yeah, well, that's true.
But he will catch the ball.
Yeah.
He's always open, no matter where the cornerback is.
True. And he abuses cornerbacks, too. All right. Juju's got that kind of juice.
He opens up the window for the quarterback to throw the ball. That's what I absolutely love about him.
Yeah,
my receivers though. Like if you're gonna pick Mike Williams, there's a much faster dude, Kenny Golladay out of Northern Illinois, same school Jimmy Ward's from.
Okay.
And he is faster, bigger, and is exactly the same thing, and has more to work with, and has a higher ceiling. So I don't know. I think we're gonna get him because
Joe, let me hold you right there though. Joe, give me some reasons why he's not ranked any further than he is. So I mean, what's the downside on him? You got the upside. What's his weaknesses?
He played in
conference.
He played with Carson Wentz at the same school before.
Small school
then
thing.
He transferred to Northern Illinois.
Okay.
Only played there for 1 year. So he has the upside, of course, but there's that, doesn't have the pro experience. It's that. Freaking Jerry Rice came from a little school. So, I don't know.
I'm not arguing. I'm just saying, I'm wondering, why is he not looked upon with any more respect than that? Anytime you start saying things like anybody says anything about anybody, I want to know what are the weaknesses. Because every time I go through profiles when I'm looking at players, you read the strengths and you go, oh, and then you read down where it says weaknesses. So I was wondering if you looked that up.
Honestly, I'd pick him over Mike Williams. Mike Williams hyped up because of the national championship.
True. All right.
It's just like, I'd pick him any day because he plays the same way. He's faster and bigger.
All right. Hey, good stuff, man. I'm gonna have to move on, but I like that. And for you, Joe is talking offense today. Oh man, what? So I'm juiced.
I'm a defensive person though.
Yeah, I know this.
I love receivers. I want receivers. It's just like we haven't had a proper receiver for a long, long time.
Terrell Owens is like trying to get into the Hall of Fame, okay? Randy Moss doesn't count because he was at the end of his career. But Terrell Owens is the last big-name threat that scared the rest of the NFL that wore a 49er uniform. This is bothering me.
Exactly.
Why isn't it priority one? You know? So that's why I'm saying.
Yeah, and Corey Davis is the best person to replicate that.
I think so, because they can work on them drops, man. They can work on them drops. And
I got like 3 or 4 guys next time at receiver.
All right. Tell you what, you bring that Monday, man. We got to move, okay?
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks. Hey, Joe, thanks, man. Have a good night, huh?
You too.
All right.
Bye.
So let's go to Adam Perry. Adam Perry, come on in, fam.
Hey, what's going on, Ronbo?
You, Adam. What are you thinking today, man? What are we going to do? Hey, Adam, listen, have you been checking out the madness between the Cleveland Browns and the San Francisco 49ers? Are we going to make a deal with them or what?
I'd love to because I want to get Garrett, bro.
Do you? All right. It's a possibility. The thing is, though, Cleveland Browns, they want the 1 and 2. Where do we go from there?
Well, what if they give us our number 12, their number 12, and then, like, we could get another second round and a third round, and then start from there? Because we have a lot of holes to fill.
Yeah. I like that deal because, you know, and you mentioned something that somebody told me was impossible. You say get a second round pick. We already got, that'll give us 2 first round picks. No, that's a trade up, straight up. Okay. So that'll give us 2 rounds, second, third. You get a second round pick, right? And you get a third round pick. That means, do you realize, Adam, that would make us double barreled from the second round to the end of the draft. We got 2 picks in each and every round.
Yeah.
How appealing.
That's nice.
Yeah. So, but go ahead. What else you thinking?
Offense or defense in the draft?
Yes. Let me get you a little louder on your mic. Offense or defense in the draft? You asking me this question?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
I am so offense, Adam. I'm ridiculous, man. I mean, I'm gonna do. You know what? I'm doing a mock draft next week, and I'm gonna make people mad. I mean, I need 2 defenders, and I realize the 49ers' biggest needs are at linebacker, cornerback, safety. I ain't getting them early. Yeah, you know. So there you go. That's my thinking. So, but how about you? Are you offense or defense?
I mean, I'm more defense because last year our run defense was just awful.
They set records for being awful. Okay, but Adam, you know what? Here's the only thing I want to say about that before I let you go on that one. You got to remember, players were not put in a good position to play. There's no team in football that's as bad as last year's 49ers as far as defense. That had a lot to do with not the players, but the defensive scheme. It just sucked, Adam. And also, we had first-line guys going down like flies. We had our second and third. We had our backups to our backups out there. What if you put them in the 4-3 where running is usually suicidal? What if you bring back NaVorro Bowman? You add another run stopper and Malcolm Smith on that line. You bring in 2 other guys. Give me a healthy Eric Armstead and a Buckner that you haven't given him 50,000 snaps a game. I can guarantee you, you give me a thin Aaron Lynch who's ready to play football. I can guarantee you different results from last year's awful 49ers. It won't compare at all. But go ahead, let me hear the rest of it. Go ahead.
Well, my opinion, I want Malik Hooker because we need a ball hawk because, in my opinion, I don't think Eric Reed's that good anymore. I mean, besides his rookie year, he's done really nothing.
Yeah.
And I also kind of want Reuben Foster if we don't pull that deal with the Browns.
All right.
Because say Bowman doesn't come back as old Bowman, and he doesn't perform to his best, we could have Reuben come in and fill that spot.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's the biggest. That's why they say a linebacker, cornerback, and safety are the biggest needs, and you just swiped across that. You like what are you going to do with a cornerback? You might need one if Jimmy Ward goes back to play free safety.
I mean, because I think we moved Ward to free safety. We got Rashard Robinson.
That's a problem. No problem there.
Maybe we could pull a cornerback in like the 3rd round, maybe around there, because like we don't really have anyone as far as like because I think Reese's sorry. Brock got cut, and then we had Redmond's coming back as our
Dante Johnson
nickelback.
Yeah.
And we need who else was sorry? We had Jimmy Ward played corner, right?
Right. Yeah, okay, you got Dante Johnson, Keith Reeser. You got this guy named Awara that they haven't taken a real good look at yet.
I don't like Dante Johnson because I went to the Seattle game up in San Francisco, and then I remember we had a chance to come back that game, and then he blew 2 first down plays that he should have stopped.
Dante? Yeah. Yeah. Adam?
Ronbo?
Yeah, no, I'm still here, Adam. Where are you at, man?
Oh, I was just saying we need a corner really bad.
Yeah.
We got really no one besides Robinson and
Jimmy
Closkey.
Ward. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what he'd really play next year. I mean, he could play strong safety maybe because he's a good tackler. I just think he has cover issues.
Yeah, and you're right. He needs to work on that a little more. That's true, though. That's been said by a lot of people. All right. Adam, we got to go, man. Good stuff, Adam. I tell you what, man. Just check you out on Mondays, too, man. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday on Red and Gold Radio. Okay?
All right.
All right, Adam. Have a good night. Well, I'll remind you, if you're calling into the show, please remember the excessive noise that surrounds you will definitely cause a problem, okay? So please be in a quiet position if you can. All right. Let's see. The name is Farnu. Is that you, Farnu? Hayward, California. Am I pronouncing your name right? I think Farnu is probably maybe a Raider fan. And if you're not Farnu, I'm just saying, I'm just joking, man. Yeah, there's some weird sounds coming from you. You're in Hayward. I'm putting 2 and 2 together. Anyway, all right, let's go to Sean the jeweler. Sean!
Yes, sir. What's up, baby?
Hey, everything's cool, man. Did I get that name right?
You got it right, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I just want to mention something. So I know there's been a lot of talk about Cleveland and going after the number 2 pick and, wanting to do some trades and some swaps and all that good stuff. And then at the same time, there's a lot of Leonard Fournette talk with the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, okay, the Cleveland Browns, they got Isaiah Crowell. Okay. He's all they got. They got Atkinson. They got some other guy, but with it, I don't see them because, look, they got Cody Kessler. They got Kevin Hogan. They got Brock Osweiler as the quarterbacks.
You have to laugh.
No, yeah, for sure. Cody Kessler.
Yeah.
I seen college highlights. I don't know how he did with the Browns last year for the minimum time that he played, but are we for certain that Cleveland would really go quarterback that soon?
God,
are
no.
we really? Are we really certain, or is that a smokescreen?
For what,
I'm
though,
just
Sean?
curious. Do you really think they're willing to go Trubisky that early? I don't think so.
But now, what would be the thinking? What would be the plan if you're Cleveland Browns and you're running that out there? What are you trying to do?
So, my thinking is, so they got a beautiful wide receiving core that they're establishing.
Yes.
I mean, it's solid, man.
Yes.
They picked up Osweiler, and he wasn't cheap. They picked him up for a reason. They don't plan on fucking just sitting him for all that money. They didn't pick him up for cheap. And then you have Kevin Hogan from Stanford, where the guy was a stud in college. He was good. Then you have Cody Kessler, who's, in his college days was considered a stud. So I have a slight feeling that they're not going quarterback. I have a feeling, especially the way that they beefed up this offensive line, they might go Garrett and Leonard Fournette.
Still have an hour left almost.
I thought about that. But there has to be a reason why they would allow this rumor, this leak. That's what I'm curious about, Sean. Why are they sounding so frantic, so anxiety-ridden about getting Trubisky? And in the first place, why put that out there? There must be some goal in mind. There must be.
Trubisky is another Cody Kessler. Trubisky is another Kevin Hogan. They already got a Trubisky. They already got those guys. Why go for another Trubisky at a number 2? It doesn't make sense to me. The offensive line that they built for this season is going to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me to build this offensive line to go get a Mitchell Trubisky when they already got 2 of them on the roster. It doesn't make sense to me. They got an Isaiah Crowell who's never rushed for 1,000 yards yet. He's came close. He's did about 950 last year and 7 touchdowns. And the year before that, he did about 600 yards. It doesn't make sense to me that they're gonna. It doesn't make sense to me that they're gonna go quarterback at the number 2 spot or the 1 spot. It just does. Why pay that type of money to a 1-year college starter? It doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't, man. There's something going on. I really don't think they're going quarterback. If they trade back, it's not gonna be for Trubisky. I really don't think so. It might be another quarterback, but I don't think it's going to be Trubisky, man.
Sean, you know what? That means the big deal about we're concerned, we want Garrett, of course, but we got to have Trubisky. You know what? They're baiting. Somebody wants Trubisky. It's either the Cubs or the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
They drop down to 2-3, or they drop down and they're 12. No, they're 6. They're 2 or 3 and 12. And like you're saying, they don't need Trubisky, but somebody does. Maybe they're baiting. I guess they are baiting.
Maybe. It just doesn't make sense to me. Why trade for the number 2 spot to get Trubisky and to give up possibly a 2nd and a 3rd round and whoever that it does not make sense for Trubisky. It
Sean
doesn't.
Wasn't Hogan on that roster last year, and I know Kessler was, and you were wondering about Kessler. Kessler got pulled to half at one game. I'm not sure though how much growth is going to take place since last year. They didn't have anybody to follow. There's nobody for them to gain any knowledge from. So I don't know. Could they see something in Trubisky that they think they can excel with? But like you, it sounds far-fetched to me as well. So I agree.
I'm just throwing it out there. It doesn't make sense to me. And then you brought up a scenario that I wasn't thinking about. I was thinking about something completely different, and maybe they want to go running back. But you're right. Maybe they're baiting somebody else that wants Trubisky so they can grab another pick and drop back and slide back into the first round again.
Because Sean, you can get plenty of running backs, man. There's plenty of running backs in this draft, and they look good.
You're right.
Yeah. So
you're right. It just doesn't make. That's the only scenario I could see. And I looked at their roster, and Isaiah Crowell, he's good. He's progressed. He's getting better each year, and especially with this offensive line. But it just, when I was trying to put the math together, it just doesn't make sense to me on why they would go Trubisky. Another quarterback, maybe, but Trubisky, Mitchell, it doesn't make sense to me.
Oh wait! I just blew it on my scenario though. If you do that, how you gonna get Myles Garrett? You know what? Okay, I gotta pump the brakes on what I was thinking. No, you can't. They still do seriously want Myles Garrett. He was making it a lot of noise about get out of here, man. I'm Garrett over Trubisky, but we like Trubisky. So San Francisco, answer that phone. That's I start thinking in that direction.
That's a possibility. That's a possibility, and maybe they're just doing something to let people know that they're also open for business. Maybe, I don't know, but it really just doesn't make sense to me why they would want to give up additional picks for Mitchell Trubisky. It just doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't, and I'm hearing it all over the place, man. I mean, I'm really hearing it, man. And with me living in Chicago, but of course I'm from the Bay, but living in Chicago. And I'm hearing these Bears fans talk about Trubisky. I'm like, wow.
See?
Oh, my God. Yeah.
And they're baiting either them. The Jets have got 29,000 quarterbacks. I can't see them. Houston is too far down the ladder. It can't be them unless they feel like, oh my God, the 12th pick. No, they still, again, you lose Garrett though. The 12th pick was for sale. And I imagine they just want to get you on the phone. It's hard. It's complicated, Sean. It is really complicated. I don't know. Okay. All right, Sean. Good stuff, man. I'm going to have to, we're going to go and we're going to continue this on Monday. All right?
Yes, sir. Sean the Jeweler over and out.
Sean the Jeweler's over. All right, Sean. Let's go.
Right.
Let's go to Taryn of the future home of what used to be the Oakland Raiders. He's in Vegas.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Hey, Darren, man, it's scary, man. Cleveland has got people rolling in thoughts, and Sean tried to
go back to what. Yeah, to go back to the last caller, Isaiah Crowell, he's pretty good, and also don't forget he was sharing carries with Duke Johnson, so they have a pretty good running back situation there. Let me talk a little bit about Malik Hooker because I'm getting dogged out by a lot of 49ers fans that want him. Is that okay, Rombo?
It sure is. Go right ahead. I love hearing about that stuff.
Well, okay. Let's think about this for a second. If I'm a new general manager and a new head coach, I'm starting a regime. You want the number 2 overall pick if you stay there to be safe. Okay. Mm-hmm. So Malik Hooker, 2 years ago, almost quit football. As a 49ers fan, this should worry you. I'm sorry. That should worry you because Chris Borland, all these guys that just took off on us, that should scare some people.
Yeah.
Not dogging Malik Hooker out. He's a beast. I just question his motivation and his passion for the game. So that's why I would not pick him at number 2. I just think you have to have, if you stay at number 2, you got to get that pick right. For John Lynch wants his first pick to hit. You know what I'm saying? He wants that pick to be sure that they're going to stay on that football field and have an impact on this team. Do you agree with that?
I do agree with that. My only question on that, Taryn, is, he wanted to play basketball and he was torn between the sports. I'd love to hear what he has to say about that matter. Because
there's a YouTube video about him that was filmed 2 years ago. His mom talked him out of quitting football because he got to Ohio State. He had the red shirt and he was used to being a star, and so he was kind of like thinking like, man, I'm not starting, and his passion kind of fell off for the game. So his mom talked him out of it, and he ended up staying at Ohio State. And he had that 1 year start where he killed. I mean, don't get me wrong, dude's a ball hawk.
Yeah.
But that would scare me if I stayed at number 2 to pick that guy.
And maybe he's a little bit of a crybaby if his mom had to come back and straighten him out.
And,
you got to man up on those decisions.
So I don't know. But I'm with everybody else. I hope we trade down. I hope we, and the dark horse. Everybody keeps saying, the Browns and all that stuff. But I'm hearing that the Jets really want to move up as well. And I was reading an article the other day. Sheldon Richardson is on the trade block, and he'd be a good fit in our system, I think. Maybe if you tell them, we'll give you number 2 overall if you throw in Sheldon Richardson and the 6th overall pick, and maybe we can, 6th overall pick so we can move down 4 spots and get us a legit defensive lineman.
Because I like that better than 8, actually.
Yeah, me too. And I think, you can still get an impact player there at number 6. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think if and I think the Fournette talk is kind of real. So if you look at our running back situation, Hightower, and DeJuan Harris are all on 1-year deals. Hyde's in his last year. Tim Hightower signed 1-year deal, and DeJuan Harris signed 1 year. So after next year, we ain't gonna have no running backs.
See, you spotlight something that has something to do with what we should be thinking. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, if we can't get a trade down, if we just have to stay at number 2 and pick somebody.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's either Leonard Fournette or Jamal Adams. I think those 2 are the safe picks. I think if we can't move, those 2 are the guys that we should look at. Solomon Thomas, I'm not feeling him. I just don't think he's worth number 2. Not saying he's not good, just not at number 2.
Yeah. Interesting, because I still think I'm wondering the Fournette conversation. That one really bites because as I say, this just goes against the grain of the Shanahan family. He's just not. He's just not what they normally do, and they're gonna break their own family.
I agree.
Yeah, breaking family protocol.
Yeah.
Also we're gonna get a power back, and as I say, all they want their running backs to do is learn how to read Read the 3 yards beyond that tight end. Make a choice. Go. We don't want you dancing. We don't want you powering. We want you to pick out that right crease, commit to it. If it's the wrong one, you made your decision. You got to have that kind of discipline. See, all right, this is the thing I concern myself. And Fournette is going to be looking around to kill somebody so he can get through. I don't know if that works. Is that a habit you can break?
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'm thinking.
Yeah, and he's underrated catching the ball to the backfield. He has hands. It wasn't part of his game at LSU. You know, he was just like give him the ball and you run. But I was watching his pro day. He can catch the ball to the backfield. So everybody's sleeping on that aspect of him. But
it's like Toby said, they didn't have a quarterback.
Yeah, and exactly. And I think if the Browns do call and say, you know what, give me that number 2 pick, I think I would jump on that because I really do think if we jump down to 12, I think you can go Christian McCaffrey. I think at 12,
yeah,
he can he can fill 2 spots. He can fill that receiver role and running back role. Then you can go 2 best defensive players at number 33 and 34.
There you go.
Maybe a corner and a linebacker at those 2 spots, like maybe a T.J. Watt or Raekwon McMillan, something like that. But I think we might go running back early. I think first 3 rounds we will take a running back, I believe.
But Taryn, there is a need if you're gonna put Jimmy back there in the center field zone. There is a need for a backup. I was worried about that because I said I'm not worried about Jimmy Ward playing that position. I really think he can play that position, but God knows Jimmy is susceptible to injury. Who would we use if Jimmy goes down? You got to pull him in this draft. If it's not going to be Malik Hooker, which he'll be gone because San Diego is foaming at the mouth. They're not even clowning around.
Sure.
If Hooker is there when they pick, he is a Charger, period. See, I call him San Diego. That's going to be hard to fight. Anyway, who's your second? Where are we going to find somebody to back Jimmy up?
Well, I think if we stay at number 2, we get Jamal Adams. I think Jamal Adams will probably start. I mean,
well, if he stayed at number 2,
people say he doesn't have range, but he wasn't asked to do that at LSU. He didn't have to.
True.
I mean, it wasn't part of his game. But if you watch him, he played single high at some plays and did well. That's when he got all his interceptions when he played single high. So
no doubt about that. But remember, we just left the first round though, Taryn. We left the first. We're down too low in the first round. Jamal Adams is so long gone. I mean, where would you go then?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that number 2. If we stay at 2, it's Jamal Adams. If we wait to the second round, I think you got Buda Baker. I think he might be able to fill that role. It's gonna be tough because Robert Saleh already said that Eric Reid's a box safety, which is he's better suited anyway.
Yeah, how about Jabril? Everybody's talking about Jabril. What do you think about Jabril?
Jabril, he's a box safety too.
He is a box safety. Yeah, okay.
All
right.
Yeah, he's more like linebacker, and I hope Tart. I hope they use him at outside linebacker. I think he'd be a perfect weak side linebacker in that scheme.
All right. Let me stop. We got to say hello to Nello. Nellos is back. He's in the chat. Sup, Nellos? Yeah. All right, Jared. I just want to give him a holler out on there. All right.
No, for sure. No problem, man. I don't want to hold it too much every time. I know you got a lot of callers, but
yeah.
I don't know. I think John Lynch and them, if they can't trade down, they have to play it safe. I mean, I don't know about you, but I want my legacy to start off right. You don't want nobody to bust. And I just don't like Solomon Thomas at number 2. I'm sorry.
And your apology is meant for everybody else because you know how I feel about that.
So for sure. All right, Ronbo. Take care, man.
Have a good night, man.
All right, you too.
Thanks. All right, Nighthawk.
What's up, Rambo?
You, Hawk, you are the man. Nighthawk, what are you thinking, man? Hey, Nighthawk, are you ready? Have you got all your people lined up and your deal ready when Cleveland calls you and says, all right, 49ers, we got to have Mitchell Trubisky. We do want Myles Garrett. We don't even want to talk about that with you. But you give us that number 2, and we think it's going to put us right where we want to be. What do you say to him, Nighthawk?
Well, I'll say go ahead and take it.
Hey, Nighthawk, you got to get some more picks, though. They got to compensate you. Either are you going to be greedy and say, all right, listen, I tell you what we want from you, Cleveland, is we'll take your number 12, thank you. but we want a number 2 and a number 3 and call it a day.
Yep.
You gonna make that deal?
That'd be good too.
And I wouldn't even charge them a pick for next year. Just if they'd made my year this
If
year.
they want that pick, I said we're gonna give us more pick than this deal.
Yeah. High round picks, too. Who knows? Mitchell Trubisky could be great. And we gave it to him. So, yeah.
But I don't know. Everybody keep on saying about the defense, but we still need some offense weapons too.
Damn right we do. We're going to get them, too. People thinking that everybody's going to go for defense in this draft. They're going to have a surprise coming, Nighthawk. There's going to be some sprinkling of good offensive talent, and they ain't going to wait till round 5, 6, and 7 either. Yeah.
Yeah, because we do need a number 1 receiver that can go fast, who's fast enough and can get open.
Yes. Haven't had one for a long time. So, yeah.
We need somebody. We need number 1 receiver. We need number 1 receiver. Like Jay West is gone, but if we had somebody like him, it'd be. But if we do get a good receiver, but we need a good quarterback too.
Yeah. That's true. And that is going to be another real problem that could linger into next year. But for now, get the ultimate weapon. If he's out there, don't wait. This team has went too many years without the ultimate receiver, the number 1 guy, the one that sends fear.
If we don't get him, yeah, but I'm saying if they don't get him and he goes somewhere else, we're going to play them too.
And Nighthawk, how foolish would we look? Everybody in the Niner Empire says, see, there he is. There he goes, touchdown. They kicked our ass. Picking up your stuff, you're walking out of the stadium. You know, we could have had him, but no. We picked out another defensive player. And they kicked his ass. That's what would end up. That's what would end up happening. So you know.
That would be funny.
Zelda, you got something going on with your phone?
Funny.
Call back. Wouldn't it?
Yeah. Sorry.
So you know,
That's
those are
gonna
things
be
you gotta
funny.
worry about. Although we would be laughing on that day, though, Nighthawk. Nighthawk, what else you got, man?
Well, that's what I have to say. Are you going to do the draft live or not?
Oh yeah, we're never gonna do the laugh. Oh man, yeah. Well, that's an all-day affair. God, yes. Woo! But 2 days we'll be involved in that one. First 2 days for sure. The third day, yeah, it'll be party time because they don't do much on the third day. Because we'll be talking about, look at that second round pick. It looks as good as the first round pick. We going to the bowl. We going to the bowl. I'm getting a little carried away. We gotta wait. We gotta wait a couple of years for that thing to develop.
But like I said, man, I'm looking for the draft to come up in three weeks, so I'm gonna be watching that too.
I tell you what, it's gonna be fun, Nighthawk. All right, Nighthawk. I'll see you Monday, man.
Go
ahead.
Go Niners.
Yeah. Give me Dante.
Hey.
Hey, Dante. Happy Easter, bro.
How you doing?
Doing all right, man. Sitting back enjoying the possibilities, man. Dante, you know what? Because I'm frothing, man. I'm thinking about Cleveland Browns, man. They're putting themselves in a helpless position. You know what I mean? They're saying things that make people think, whoa, Cleveland seems like they need some help. Looks like they're ready to give up some draft picks. What are you thinking?
I'd say no.
And no to Cleveland, or you think they're kidding?
No to Cleveland. We already traded. In my mind.
Oh.
I figured it out.
Go ahead. I'd love to hear it.
All right. I'm gonna take you through a voyage through the top 6 picks here.
All right.
So we have the Bears at 3.
Okay.
They fell in love with Marshawn Lattimore. Then we go to the Titans at 5. They fell in love with Marshawn Lattimore. You go to the Jets at 6. They also fell in love with Marshawn Lattimore. Marshawn Lattimore is going to be the pin that holds this draft together for the 49ers.
Interesting. So you're picking one of those teams.
Yeah.
All right.
So the Bears are sitting there. They could either take Marshawn Lattimore, but they also like Solomon Thomas as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always an option for them. But this is where it gets interesting because the Titans and the Jets are sitting behind the Jags. and one of them is if they want Lattimore, they have to jump up to number 2.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And so the Titans just released one of their starting cornerbacks.
Yeah, cap hit. What was his name?
Jason McCourty.
Yeah.
I think it's more than a cap hit.
Yeah, there's always something else.
We're going to jump up. We're going to jump up and get Lattimore. And if you don't want to start, and you're going to have a problem with not starting, then leave. Because they just brought in another cornerback in free agency, Logan Ryan from the Patriots, and he's better than McCourty.
Yep. So yeah, you're right. I bet you're on it. That's it.
The Jets are working out Gary and Conley, the other cornerback from Ohio State. He just worked out today.
Okay.
And why would they be looking at him if they knew if they don't have a shot at Lattimore?
True. And you got to do that anyway, just in case you don't get that shot at Lattimore anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
And then the 49ers saying that they're open for business. Why would you say that unless you already have a team hooked? Because otherwise that's just lowering your ability to trade because people are going to be like, oh, you want to get out of here, so I'm going to offer you less. But
True.
If you already have basically a trade all worked out, then more teams come in, that's going to drive it up.
You know what, though? Everybody knows the 49ers have so many needs. There was no way to veil that. You may as well just be honest about it, right? So that might have been that thing, too. Although they won't be made fool of. I can see that. So, yeah. I kind of go along with that.
But I really do think Tennessee is going to jump up.
Could be.
And
so
the Niners are only waiting for the Browns.
Yeah, I know.
Huh?
What move are they going to make?
They're only waiting for the Browns.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that because they're going to determine it's going to affect the entire board. What are the Browns going to do? I agree. All right. What else, Dante?
That's about it. Yeah.
All right, man. You like Leonard Fournette as your starting running back? I'm taking a poll on that one now.
All right. I think I'm going to get going.
All right, Dante. Have a good night, man. All right.
You too.
There he is. Nello makes an appearance. No, for a guy that hasn't been feeling well, you look good, man. I mean, you don't look like you've been sick, boy. What's going on here?
Okay, so I just want to run it down with everyone what happened. I had spinal meningitis. Luckily, I had viral, not bacteria. So pretty much I just got really bad headaches and yada yada. I don't want to go too into detail because I'm totally fine now.
Yeah.
But I just was at the hospital for a few days. They gave me antibiotics and then killed off all the bad bacteria. So I'm doing really good.
All right.
In the hospital. Yep, I'm doing good. And actually in the hospital, I quit vaping, so none of you guys can make fun of me anymore.
Oh, that's it. You disappointed Gohard. Gohard was the biggest fan of your vaping of all.
I know he was. That was funny.
Woo! Hey, so that was the thing. You just quit vaping now, and so what are you gonna? I think you had a nervous thing going on myself. So what are you gonna do now?
Yeah.
With those seconds that you're not vaping? I mean, you chewing gum or what?
Well, because when I was in the hospital, I mean, for nicotine users, it's the first 3 days that are the worst, and I actually quit the day before I went in the hospital. So really, it was 4 days, and it wasn't that bad because I had really bad headaches.
Yeah.
So the nicotine just wouldn't go good with my headaches. But but anyway, guys, let's talk some Niner football, man.
Let's get to it. Congratulations in the meantime. Yeah, Nellos, please. What's on your mind, man? Because Cleveland's on my mind. Every time I open up the internet, Cleveland's saying this, Cleveland's doing that. So what? Because they're the ones controlling the goddamn draft board, right? So go ahead, man.
It's been really interesting to watch. Definitely, if the Browns take Mitch Trubisky, we should definitely take Myles Garrett. I'm an avid believer in that, but truthfully, I don't think they are. I think they're going to take Myles Garrett. And the whole Mitch Trubisky to the Browns, it's actually, I don't think it's a smokescreen because if you think about it, Aaron Rodgers was supposed to go to the Niners, number one. But a couple days before the draft, they changed their mind. Same with Reggie Bush in 2006 with, I believe it was 2006 or 2004, something like that. They switched it with Mario Williams. That was Bill Polian. And same thing with Ryan Leaf and Peyton Manning. So I just think it's not smokescreen. I just think that they're really weighing who's better. But anyway, so I think that the Browns still take Myles Garrett, and then the Niners at number 2. I used to be a really big Malik Hooker fan, but now I'm kind of leaning on Jamal Adams. I kind of like Jamal Adams more. Either safety would be great, but Leonard Fournette, I want to talk just a little bit about Leonard Fournette. If we do draft him, that would be good for our defense, and it would also be good for our offense. It would just be a good what did you call it? A culture change. Same with Jamal Adams. Same with all the LSU players. So if you get Leonard Fournette, the defense would be off the field more because we'd be running the ball. We'd have Carlos Hyde and Leonard Fournette. Both of them would take our defense off the field. They would both be really fresh because they'd share the carries. And Ronbo, I just want to say something. You were saying that you want a guy that can hit the hole and go.
Yeah.
That would be Dalvin Cook. But then you think about it in the 40-yard time, 40-yard dash. Dalvin Cook and Leonard Fournette ran multiple or the same 40 times, 4.51 and a 4.5 flat. So there's something to look at, Ronbo.
No, I like that idea because as I say, with Kyle's running, when him and Bobby Turner preach, I just don't see Fournette selling. That's the only reason I say Fournette. Are we going to use Fournette?
Yeah. I know that totally makes sense, but I mean, like Robert Saleh said that he's not going to do the exact same thing as the defense in Seattle. He's going to change it up. Yeah, maybe what Kyle Shanahan is thinking too. He might change up his offense a little bit.
You got me there. Okay.
Yeah. And Leonard Fournette and Carlos Hyde are the exact same style running backs.
Yep.
It's just Leonard Fournette is fucking a lot faster. That's the only thing that differentiates them.
Yeah. And also, actually, Lynch or somebody, I don't know who was quoted, it was Lynch or Kyle. Somebody said the 49ers want a bigger, stronger back to carry the offensive load. And I says, what? Who's talking? Is that John talking or is that Kyle talking? The guy, because his dad must be called up. Did you say that? That's not the way we do things. So I'm confused. So that's
me too. Me too. And it's always that couple weeks before the draft type of talk, all the smoke screens. You just never know what's going to happen, So, I mean, that's what makes it so interesting.
Yeah, I know.
And actually, before I was on, I had my dad, me and him were watching your video in the room. And if he was never in my life, I wouldn't be a Niner fan. So I just want to say he loves your show, Ronbo. And
shout out to
Dad. Have him on sometime.
All right. Awesome.
Yep.
Tell you what, Nellis, that's a good stuff, man. Because it's like you say, there's something's going to develop between now and next week because the days marching up. The last week is going to be the week of drama. Somebody's going to make that big deal like last year. We seen Jared Goff. The Eagles lost their mind. It was the Eagles. Oh yeah, the Eagles and the Rams both lost their mind at the same time, a couple of days apart, and gave up all kinds of assets. Are we in position, Nellis, to make a fool out of somebody this year is what I'm thinking, Are we going to do something weird with that second pick? And if we do, not stay with number 2, where are we going?
I feel like if we do anything with that 2 pick, well, I mean, John Lynch said that we could do anything with that 2 pick, but hold on, guys. I made a video, I think it was like a month ago. I was saying that the Browns, we could trade up with the Browns and take Myles Garrett because we need Myles Garrett or we need a pass rusher for the Leo. And then they need a quarterback, so maybe we could swap picks, give them I know it's a huge asset and a huge commodity is the number 1 pick. And it might, and I know we don't need to trade up at all where we're at number 2, but I don't know, maybe John Lynch looks at that. I know he saw all the scenarios. And I'm not saying that's the ideal situation because we also could trade back and get Derek Barnett. But everyone's saying Myles Garrett is like a freaking once-in-a-generation type player. And I know that's what they were saying about Jadeveon Clowney. But
but he is. Now it's showing. God, he's evil now.
Now it's showing. I know there was something wrong with his groin, but yeah, now it's showing. So I don't know. Maybe that's something to look at. So Myles Garrett would be a beast in the Leo position.
God, yeah. I have to admit to that. As much as I do not want a defensive player in the first round, even I got to admit, you put Myles Garrett to Leo and Aaron Lynch, oh my God, you're in trouble, buddy. And
yep.
God. Yeah, so yeah, I agree.
That would be really scary. And I just want to say, I don't think I've said it yet. I do not want to take Solomon Thomas at number 2. I will be so upset.
I'm going to start marking that's 2. Please leave Solomon Thomas for somebody else. Because like I said in the first place, 3 weeks ago, Solomon Thomas was somebody you could get in the second round. All of a sudden, this happened, this diagnosis, and all of a sudden Solomon Thomas rolls up. Not only into the first round, he rolls all the way up to being the second best pick in the draft.
It's crazy how much the combine goes in factor. And actually, I was on your show I think 3 months ago. I think it was my memory is kind of bad, but January or February, and I was talking about defensive linemen, and I was I really want Solomon Thomas, but I definitely would not take him at number 2. And then he just skyrocketed up all the boards at number 2, and I was like, no.
Go figure, right? I'm telling you right now. And I don't care. Even if we go the conventional route, the importance they say is the 49ers need a linebacker, they need a cornerback, and a safety. You know what? The pass rusher thing is way overrated. And I keep saying, but you know what? It's not that kind of important. You can pick up a pass rusher in the secondary. This draft is rich, but what we need is a safety probably first, if I have to be honest with it. And you also need a linebacker because we don't know what's going to happen to Bowman. He's on his last legs anyway. And of course, you need a quarterback because we've only got 2. We just lost Tremaine Brock. How in the hell is Solomon Thomas important? This is what I'm saying, So that's why I'm saying. Yeah. Anyway,
I agree, and I watched Robert Sala's interview on YouTube.
Yeah.
And he said, because they were asking him about who could play the Leo on the roster right now, and he said you could have Aaron Lynch play and just pin his ears back and just pass the rush or pass the quarterback. So that might be a possibility. I know this draft is so deep. And then, I like Jamal Adams, I just said a few minutes ago, but then we're just loading up on strong safeties. We kind of do. Our needs are free safety,
but you can't go both.
So maybe we trade back with the Jets and take Malik Hooker. And the Jets trade up.
Let me hold you right there.
That scenario was on ESPN. Go on, Ronbo.
Let me hold you right there because we're going to go ahead and give a whole show with you. Okay, so I'm going to get all that stuff from you. Let me go to Go High because we got a bunch of people here that want to say something today. Okay.
All right, yeah. Thanks, Ronbo.
Hey, and delighted to see you feeling good, buddy. All right.
Hey, thanks, man.
I got your favorite guy coming up too, man. It's Go Hard. Go Hard.
Go Hard.
Yes, sir, man. What's up, man? What's up, Nello? What's up, Ronbo?
You, man. What are you thinking today, Go Hard, man? I'm telling you, man, Cleveland is making me crazy, man. Every time I'm scared to open up now, any of the dailies to see what is Cleveland saying now. And somebody passed the other rumor about being, the 49ers are in position. Somebody said Cleveland's about to trade down to number 2. What are you thinking, man? Is this possible? Or is this just more BS? Or should I say Cleveland S?
I don't think there's no way in hell that they're going to pass on Myles, man. But I do want to say that I guess I came in right on time because I wanted to touch up on the last 2 things you guys was talking about with Solomon and with even Fournette too.
Yeah.
You guys remember who were the only 2 head coaches that attended Stanford's pro day? You guys remember? One was Kyle, of course, because you don't take too much to it, but he's right down the highway.
True.
Who was the other the head coach?
Wasn't that the Carolina Panthers?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking with all this, why all of a sudden, like you guys are just talking about, all of a sudden Solomon's all over the mocks, Fournette's all over the mocks. Well, I mean, is it possible that Kyle may have heard a little something with Ron over there at the pro day or whatnot, and those are the 2 players that they might be really, really high on, and Jacksonville is likely to pick up a running back, and you know what I mean? It's I don't know, man. I think Lynch is working his magic with the media, and that's why we've been seeing it, despite Allen getting injured. But I think that's why we've been seeing those 2 players in particular jump the board.
Good point, because we don't know what they were talking about out there at Stanford. There you go. Mm-hmm. Good detective work. Go hard, man. That's good stuff, man, because, I don't care what the rules say. They can talk all they want to. It ain't nobody's business. When you're standing out there one-on-one like that. We could be talking about a TV show. So, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's what's really going on, man. I think Lynch is doing this thing with the media, and he got everybody working it for him, and everybody's biting into it, and everybody's putting it on their mocks too, and it's rolling. And you know, the Panthers, they might want to jump and take a player like Fournette. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And another thing, Lynch has been for the most part, he is pretty damn honest, and he straight up said they're really high on Carlos, and they don't even think he's been fully developed to his potential.
True.
So it's like he keeping it real. He said it right then and there. You know what I mean? He's keeping it 100 with everybody. And they're really high on.
He
Carlos,
did, but at the same time,
I
he
feel
won't.
it though. If
He
Carlos
won't fully commit.
and Fournette was a 1 and 2 tandem, oh shit, here we go, man. You guys are gonna have to put 8 in the box every damn down playing the base defense. But you know, I mean, the NFL, they'll adapt to it. You know, good teams, you know, they'll scheme around that, and you know, that ain't the way to go. Just being one dimensional with 2 pounders. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's all I had to bring to the show. I just, you know, interesting. I went back, and I'm pretty sure everybody remembered it too. It's just been a while, but yeah, those were the only 2 head coaches that attended that pro day. You know, there were scouts and everything else, but you know, when the head coaches come, it's pretty serious. And like I said, you don't take too much of Kyle because it's right down the highway. But Ron Rivera, that's somebody you wouldn't think of that come down and you know, checking out these players. Whether it was McCaffrey too.
Hey, go hard. What Ron?
Yes, sir.
You know, he may have called Rivera, and it's all coming in clear. You know what? They probably talked way before the Stanford date even appeared. Let's go out. Let's take a look at them and see what you think, and we can go from there. Cause you know the rules go hard. The rules are there to be broken. You do things just because Goodell. What is he gonna do? I know about you guys out there conversing over players, and you know that's a no-no. I'm going to take 2 round picks. I'm going to take 1 round pick from you. That's not going to happen. So, you're right. They probably were on the phone talking days before that Stanford day. I'll meet you at the Stanford campus. We'll watch them. You make your choice. If you like this, we'll set it up. You know?
It works for me, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's fucking, it's one of those, like, interesting things like, it has you really thinking, like, man, all the pieces fit. It's got to be. And
go hard. Solomon Thomas is also on Ron Rivera's radar from what they say, as is Christian McCaffrey. That's good work, man. Because some mock drafts have already sent McCaffrey to the Carolina Panthers, and the Panthers have already made note that they do like Solomon Thomas as well. They throw Solomon Thomas at us. Kyle Shanahan has said nothing but good things about McCaffrey. But you know what? That might be the center of this whole matter. Stanford U. Damn.
Remember me for it, y'all. Remember me.
Got it, man.
I'm gone, baby. I'm
go on.
Niners, man.
Have a great day, man. Let's get Mike in there and see what's on his mind. Mike.
How you doing, Ronbo?
Doing all right, man. I'm trying to figure out, man. What is Cleveland doing? Are they smoke screening? Are they telling the truth? Are they planning on? And you know the rumors already went around about they might come to the 49ers and say, "Oh, listen, give us that number 2 pick and get out of our way." What do you think's going on, man?
I don't know, man. But the thing is, I said, I don't know, about like 2 months ago, I said everybody's like Myles Garrett for sure to the Browns, and now it's looking maybe Mitch is slipping in there. I'm like, you never know because it's Cleveland. Cleveland, you can never forget that.
And they do a lot of things that have gotten them into the situation they're in now. Back-to-back years of picking 1 and 2 in the draft. That gets a little tiresome, man.
And also, just taking the fact that they got with who they have. They've not Chandler Jones. Who's the guy they got from the Patriots last year?
Jamie Collins.
They have him. They got some okay pass rushers, and it's like, okay.
They picked up Ogba in the draft.
26 or 28 quarterback drought is really like pushing. I'm like, could this be the guy? Is this him?
Yeah.
Might be a package channel right here.
And the thing is, Mike, you go another year at 1 or 2 and 14 or 1 and 15. You do that again, it could be really disastrous in the city of Cleveland. They cannot do that again. It's 3 years in a row that they will be way under radar. They've got to do something, even if it's take the risk of getting Garoppolo out of New England. They got to do something. They've already threatened to say, we're throwing our hat in for the Kirk Cousins sweepstake. I said, what are you throwing your hat in for? He's already told you people where he wants to go. So, it's apparently a serious matter about a quarterback in the city of Cleveland.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But I don't know. For us, it's hard because we need players on both sides, defense and offense.
Yeah,
you just got to look who we going to get. I have 3 opinions on it. That the Cleveland passes and we get Myles Garrett, obviously we got to take him because even if we take him, even if he's not like an impact player immediately, just the threat of him being there is going to free up every other D lineman on the line to make plays.
And then you'd have 2 guys that require extreme attention, and Buckner and Garrett on the other side. That would be funny. What is the defense going to do? You could actually turn Eric Armstead into Aldon Smith because now everybody's so free. He's just running back in everybody's backfield like lightning. So it'd be funny. You're right.
Oh, yeah. And I say if they take Garrett and it falls to us at number 2, we don't trade. I say we get Jamal because I think at that point he'd be the best overall player that can make a difference on the team. Because that's what they've been talking about this entire time, Lynch and Shanahan. They want to get the best overall player that they can get. I got that point.
Huge possibility. I agree. But what are you going to do with Eric Reed?
Move Eric down to Leo.
Really? I haven't thought about that.
Move him down into the box. Like he's basically okay. If you look at him, he's Cam Chancellor with more injuries. In my opinion.
Which worries me is that exactly because I don't know how long is he going to last. But yeah. So, but you're right. I like putting Jamal Adams in that commander of the secondary role. He does that well at LSU. I'm going to put him in the box. He's going to put everybody in position to make the play. I got Jimmy Ward behind him. I think we'd have it covered. But Eric Reed as a Leo, and that is a real concern right now with the 49ers because they're looking at Ray, I'm sure. Would Eric Reed be better Leo than Ray? That's the thing.
I don't know. You have to take everything into consideration, but I don't know, man. It's this last. How many days we got left? What, 18?
11.
Something like that.
Yeah. Okay, Mike. Let me ask you this: would you trade Eric Reed? You could get really something good for him right now if you think that much of Jamal Adams. It's a big risk. You're rolling them dice.
That's true. But at the same time, you think about it, if Jamal comes in and he even has an average season, we're getting a full season, not just half season or a quarter of a season.
Or scared to death he's going to get a concussion.
From a rookie. We're not going to worry about him breaking his arm off and having to sit on the bench for half the season, worry about our backup who's played 3 preseason games. Fill in.
Yeah. No, it's true. Eric is, unfortunately, he has become somewhat of a liability. God, I can't believe I said that, man. I'm a huge Eric Reed fan. But he is. God. All right. Mike, we got to go. We got a bunch of people who want to say something, man. But I tell you what, that's good stuff, Mike. All right? See you on Red and Gold Radio. Let me hit a couple of questions here. I don't want to keep the chat just out of it. Let me see what they got going on here. Deeds, is that Deeds of Legend? Nice name. What about Carlos Hyde for Brown? You know what? Nobody thought about that. We talk about the running backs in Cleveland. If somebody doesn't like the running backs, give them Carlos Hyde. Especially if Fournette is really in the mix. Honestly, you don't need 2 body slamming, bone crunching running backs with Kyle's system. You need a scat.
One of the questions where I am.
What is the question where you are?
Yeah.
Who are we talking to?
Where I've been.
Tyler. It's Tyler. Tyler, can I get you to hold up though, right? I got it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get.
Watching the Sharks game, so I'm entertained.
There you go. You hang on then. Well, let me get Travis Manelo's question as well. When Gore was there, Carlos was crazy, and if Tim and Dwan can help, he could be an elite running back. Interesting. Maybe Carlos has not been motivated because he was the man. Oh, so valid of a point. I agree. Nellis is a big Hyde fan too. I like Carlos. Let me go to Sahel. Rad. Sahel, what do you got? What's going on with you, man? Get ready for it. Here it comes.
Happy Easter, Ronbo.
Yeah, huh? Thanks, man. Happy Easter. Sahel, what's going on with your mic, man? I can't hear you. You sound like you got your hand over your mouth.
Hold on. Let me, hold on one second.
Oh, it's a little better now. Okay, yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now it's better.
Oh, sorry about that. I was on speaker.
yeah. Speaker always kills.
So, so everything's good. What are you guys talking about? What's going on?
All right, Sal, listen, check it out, man. You probably know Cleveland has been hedging back and forth and saying things to get a reaction. What everybody wonders about, the hell reaction? Why are you guys all of a sudden acting like Myles Garrett and Mitchell Trubisky are something that you need to be concerned about? Is that really a tough decision to make? But then, Sahel, you think about the quarterback situation in Cleveland. It may need work. Does Kevin Hogan, Cody Kessler, and Brock Osweiler not appeal to you? You'd still take Mitchell Trubisky? What? So, there's a 49er sitting there waiting by the phone. I mean, can you see it? The phone is like, John's sitting in the office. He's sitting there watching his phone. I know they're going to call me. I'm just waiting. All right. There it is. All right. Exactly. Yes, Cleveland. Sure. No, it's... Well, I understand that completely. Listen, you go ahead and you take that number 2 pick. All right, here's what I want. Hello? Yeah, no, here's what I want. Tell you what, you take it. I'm going to take your number 12 pick. And also, I want a 2nd and a 3rd, and it's all yours. It's your world, babe. Hello?
Oh.
Hello? Okay, let them think about it, and they'll call me back. I just know it. So those are the kind of things you concern yourself with. So Sahel, that's what I'm talking about, man. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I've been hearing it's just like they want the 2nd pick and trade up for the 12 and in package picks or everything like that. But man, if they're not going to give them some couple of ones, then I say no, 100% no. If you're not going to give your ones for next year.
Oh yeah, well, if you want a next year's pick, but I stripped them down for this year's draft. So, but if you want to stretch it out for next year. You'd be really reaching. Yeah. You might lose that deal, but you need to ask. You're right. I agree.
Yeah. If they really want him, both of them, and you can't pick who they want, I'd be like, hey, if you really want to, give your number 1 next year, and your 2nd round pick, and then we'll agree. But other than that, realistically, they're just trying to get somebody. They just want to have that talk with the other teams, and figure out what's available, what can they do. But like Carolina, for example, they want to come I believe that was Go Hard.
Yeah.
Saying that they want to, they like Solomon Thomas. They've been at Stanford. Yes, and Kyle was there too. They both really like him. And also they're looking at Fournette, for example. But the thing is they're just all talks, but I don't think the realest talk, I believe, is the Carolina trade. But the Cleveland, they're just trying to scare people, just trying to play the game. They're stupid.
But why? So hell, you just don't. At this level, you don't just play games. You must have a plan. Why would you do that?
Yeah. Hey, they just want. Hey, do you want to see who bites? Okay, well, hey.
What am I biting for?
Let me get jumping in.
What am I biting? What am I selling? I'm in Cleveland. What am I selling though?
Maybe if they want that. 2nd pick. I don't know. It's very hard. Yeah, Cleveland. It's their tactics, how they want 2nd pick, or it just doesn't really.
See,
you're not giving up.
Dead end, right?
You need to.
Big roadside, roads out. See, that's what I'm talking about. What the hell are they doing?
Yeah, they're the Cleveland Browns. They don't know what they're doing.
And then there's that.
Their franchise. They are back 20 years. They still don't know how they're going to start this, that team. They don't know how to start it. if they get a quarterback, that quarterback's going to be, taken out. If they get Myles Garrett, you got to have this high-priced guy, and then later on 5 and 4 more years, he's going to be asking for big money, and they're still going to be trash.
So here's
that's the thing that they're kind of stuck on.
The truth is,
who is their guy?
They don't need that team is now stacked. Oh, they're just waiting for maturity now. They need honestly, who's going to be your biggest game changer? Myles Garrett is not. They'll be fine without Myles Garrett. They got all kind of defenders over there. They don't have a quarterback. But everybody's going to say, "Oh God, you passed up on Myles Garrett for Mitchell Trubisky." Is it an embarrassment thing? Because as I said, I've looked at that roster. They got wide receivers. Maybe their running back situation might not be as good as it could be. They've got defense up and down the ladder now, and they've got offensive weapons. They need a quarterback. I don't know if Mitchell Trubisky's the answer, but I don't know. Once that happens, they dominate that division.
Exactly. Yeah. And the thing is, like in the past, like they picked, what was it? Tim Couch and there's other players they had. Yeah. There's constantly missing on the quarterback. That's why they're like, "Ooh, I don't know. Should we take him or not?" He's 1 year experience.
Yep.
So it's kind of like it's very skeptical. But I understand why they're doing it because you're just trying to make sure they don't fuck up with the pick again. And it's the number 1 pick. And fires. Everybody's gonna get fired if they miss on this. So
that's true. Well,
my thing is, go ahead.
No, that's true. It is. There is a fire sale at the end of the season. If they come up with less than 8 wins this year, people are leaving Cleveland. Yeah, well, they're getting ready to leave.
They're always the top 5 pick almost like the last 10 years. It's crazy.
Yeah, because the thing is, they're stacked so high.
The thing about to us, if we don't trade back, and if Myles Garrett doesn't fall to us, I'm going to take a bold thing right. I'm going to say something really big, huge. I guarantee.
Wait, let me give a drum roll.
Guarantee.
What?
That the San Francisco 49ers in the 2nd overall pick, they will pick, yes, my boy, Solomon Thomas. If Myles Garrett,
I thought you said you were going to say something huge. That's not huge. That's typical Sahel. Come on. That's, oh, my, oh, yuck.
I guarantee you. We will pick him. I guarantee it. If we don't fall back, if we don't trade back, and Myles Garrett doesn't fall to us, that's going to happen. I looked at all these other players, and I'm sorry, guys, but, he's the best available player. In my opinion, and others.
A few others, yeah.
So.
Few others, all right. So, hell, I want you off.
Train.
I'm leaving. You already had your big announcement. You are out of here, all right? I'll see you Monday. Take 2 aspirin before you go to bed. And call me in the morning. God, Jesus. Say goodnight, man. Happy Easter, man.
All right, man. Well, thank you for taking happy the rest of your Easter. And, shout out to everybody. And I'll definitely see you on Red and Gold.
All right, man.
Go Niners.
Hey, let's get Tyler there. Tyler's watching the basketball game anyway. We should probably come back to him later. Let's go to Nate. Nate.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
Yeah,
no, I'm here.
Okay, well, now you got to wait, Tyler. So go ahead back to the basketball game. We'll get back to you. All right. Nate.
Ronbo?
Yeah. Go ahead, Nate. What are you thinking, man? Because I'm as you say, I'm quizzing everybody on Cleveland, man. They've got me all worked up. I don't know whether they're going to take Mitchell Trubisky or Myles Garrett. Now, honestly, this reasoning is so good everywhere, but I it's still kind of a wow, what a mystery. But what are you thinking?
Well, I don't know, man. I think that I'm pretty sure that Kyle Shanahan will take a quarterback, man. I don't know. I just have a feeling that he will.
In the first round?
I think. Yeah, I have a feeling. I have a feeling.
Why?
What do you think, though? I mean, that's what I think. You're telling me my gut feeling. My gut feeling. I think he's going to take quarterback.
And I'm not arguing with that point. I just want to know now. Give me some reason to believe that's going to happen. I mean, that's pretty. Who would he take?
Well, it's because I'm trying to come up with a reason. My reason is
yeah.
Man, I don't know. I'm trying, but I don't know. I just like I know it's just a feeling that I have. It's a feeling.
It's just a gut feeling. Okay. No, because you have a right to feel that way. Kyle is a very solemn. This dude is stoic most of the time. He doesn't reveal his thoughts a lot. There's a good reason to wonder what is Kyle thinking. That should be the name of a game, man. What is Kyle thinking? Because he doesn't say anything. John Lynch is out there saying everything. He's got you going in 15 different directions. Kyle just sits back, looking cool as ice, and doesn't say a word. And you have to figure out what he's thinking. And that's what may lead to what you're thinking now. I thought that myself. If there's a quarterback available, Kyle's going to nab him in the first round. Because that is, his running game is number one, according to what he says. And a quarterback is everything, too. So, I don't know.
I don't know. Like I'm telling you, Hugh Jackson's down to two players basically. He's down to Myles Garrett and Trubisky. He doesn't know who he wants. He's like really confused on who he wants to take. I know that, and I'm glad we don't kind of have the first pick right now because there's a lot of responsibility going on right now.
True.
A lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
With that pick, they might want to trade it to us, but. My gut feeling is quarterback for some reason. I don't know. I feel like we need to make the move for it, and we need to start developing somebody now in order for us to be a little more competitive in our future. I mean, we're not going to be competitive right away like we've all talked about on your show, but I just feel that Kyle Shanahan is an unpredictable person, and I feel like he'll take a single caller in this draft. I just feel that.
He's going to.
You're going to be surprised. You're going to be surprised. I know that.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes in the first round.
Yeah.
He said if there's one guy he said something nice about, it was Mahomes. He didn't say anything about anybody else, but he did say something about Mahomes. And that was like a month ago. So, and then you got Mahomes out throwing over buildings, throwing the full length of the field. How many times have we heard Kyle say, I want that natural thrower? If you tie it all together and Mahomes' stock is rising, you can't wait too long if you're going to get him. So, he's a project, though. He's got a lot of bad habits that have got to be straightened out. But otherwise, he's that natural thrower that Kyle says there's only 8 on the planet. I love the way he says things like that. How does he come up with the numbers? Amazing. So anyway, yeah, you could be onto something. Could be.
But everybody's always talking about Trubisky's like the most accurate NFL-ready quarterback right now, and that's what everybody's talking about. And the NFL Network, they're always talking about that.
That's what they do.
Trubisky's the guy that you want to take.
Yeah.
So he's the first quarterback that should come off the board. They always say that about him. And what do you think about they're analyzing everything else? And Kyle Shanahan's like, you're staying quiet, right? But I mean, why are they so believed in Trubisky's skill? Why do they believe so much in it? I mean, he only had 1 year of football, didn't he?
And I can tell you real quick on that. It's a comparison. You've got these variables and things like this that you look at for a quarterback and what makes a good quarterback. You're looking at his footwork. You're looking at him looking down the field. You're looking at his accuracy is like prime. If he can do everything but hit his target, he's not an NFL quarterback. So the problem is all those things, Mitchell seems to check the boxes. Now, our own personal evaluations of him, I wouldn't take Mitchell Trubisky in the first round. But if you look at the list of things he goes down and checks, then you put him at the top of the list. So, that's all I know about that. So that's what they're going by. That's a safe thing to go by. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. I like the points you make and everything. I don't know what to think, man. We're like how many days now? 11 days
11.
away from
That's
the draft
it.
now.
Yeah, less than 2 weeks now. So.
Yeah, so now it will be everybody's speculation will be off the table, you know.
Yeah.
At that point, and then
we'll be sitting back saying,
we'll see what happens. And
oh my
Watt,
God,
they're saying he's going to go out in the first round. T.J. Watt, they're saying that guy's going to go in the first round, like 28th or something.
His stock's going up every day. The more they talk about TJ and the affiliation with his brother JJ, every time they talk about it, his stock goes up. It's just like, it's just weird. It's become some kind of a, it's already an award ceremony, but you know how TV shows and things are rated and they move up the ranking to get people to watch? All of a sudden we need to take TJ Watt seriously. It's just like Solomon Thomas, the same thing. A month ago, Solomon Thomas was somebody you could get in the second round easily. And now all of a sudden he's a number 2 pick. Get out of here with that. That's not even, okay, don't get me started on Solomon. Anyway, tell you what, Nate, let me see you Monday night, man. Okay. Have a good night.
Have a good night, all right?
Happy
The Ronbo
Easter.
Show. All right,
Thanks,
take it
man.
easy.
All right.
Thank you for having me on your show. Thank you.
Thanks, bro. Tyler must be ready by now because he knows I'm going to leave if he doesn't. Tyler!
Yeah.
Tyler, what are you thinking today, man?
Well, I got a few things I want to address. First of all, T.J. Watt is going to the Broncos. I have no doubt about that.
You've been talking to Elway, have you?
I don't know about that, but the Broncos need a new pass rusher. DeMarcus Ware retired.
Okay. There's others.
I mean, they got Shane Ray, but he's not as good as DeMarcus Ware.
And TJ's better?
Oh, yeah.
Now, that means you're
JJ
comparing T.J. Watt with DeMarcus Ware. I mean, I just want to get that established. Is that right?
Wait, I just want him to replace him.
Okay.
You said the Browns have receivers. They signed Kenny Britt and they have Corey Coleman. They don't know what Corey Coleman looks like. They're kind of iffy. And they got a good tight end, Gary Barnidge. And
Corey was pretty good last year. He's going to be
here, but I wouldn't draft a quarterback in the first round. You know why?
Why?
Because that defense is a huge problem, and they need to use those 2 picks, the first and 12th, on defensive star players.
You know, Tyler, a lot of times I don't think people pay any attention to maturity in players. They have drafted some really good talents. Now, they may have not looked like all-stars in their rookie years, but I don't know why people think they're going to continue to look weak. It's just like when people say, Joshua Garnett sucks. I said, you know what? That dude mauled people at Stanford like nobody else. You give him a year of mature. Wait, I just want to finish. Give him a season to mature in the NFL and get used to the speed. That's what I'm saying. Some of those defenders over in that place needed a year. I don't know why people expect these rookies to come in and dominate Zeke Elliott and Dak Prescott are not the norm. People come in and take a little while to get used to the NFL speed. Okay, but I just want to say that. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I just wouldn't waste I would go defense on that first few picks the Browns got.
No.
If they do that, they might actually be able to compete this year. Defense is a huge problem, and the offense should be able to work. They just need to teach Osweiler how to. The only quarterback I've seen throw harder at somebody's chest than Kaepernick when he's right there is Osweiler. You got to teach him to stop trying to kill the man with the ball.
I knew you were going there.
Lay it in there
I had a
when
feeling.
you're right there.
Yeah, I wish you were so we could see you wearing that shirt.
I ain't wearing it. I haven't worn it since I got it. I wore it one time.
Brock Osweiler. They haven't thrown him away, Tyler. There's still hope, though. He might stay in Cleveland, and he may get it done.
It's in my dresser, and it's been there for a while. So.
Oh, you're going to try to prove that now, huh? We need to see a photo. You need to post that up of that shirt and put a date or something.
I did post one a long time ago.
Brock Osweiler laying in your drawer?
It, I questioned something about the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Go ahead.
They have a good defense. They had 2 1,000-yard receivers, Allen Hurns, Allen Robinson. They have good tight end, Julius Thomas. And guess what? You know how the Falcons' O-line was supposedly decent this year?
Yeah. It was decent last year, actually.
Matty Ice got dropped more times than Blake Bortles did.
What, last season?
Yeah. And apparently, Blake Bortles' stats weren't the worst thing in the world. He had 23 touchdowns to 16 interceptions. Interceptions is kind of iffy, but that offense can put up points. either they try to correct Bortles' mistakes or they get rid of him. But I really see them picking another defensive player. But I don't know what their problem is, man. It's getting on my nerves. Like, they're not my favorite team, but I want to see them succeed because they got the players to do it. I don't know what their problem is.
Well, maybe Tom can straighten those matters out. Could be the coaching. They fired the coach.
That's what I think he's going to do. They might need to draft a quarterback, but they might surprise everybody. I don't know. But, the Browns, they got to go with those 2 picks. I mean, you said Joshua Garnett, you said everybody thinks he sucks. He really didn't. He was actually pretty good for a rookie line.
Yeah.
And I actually talked to him. I didn't talk to him personally one-on-one, but I talked to him on his live videos, and he's a Niner guy. He's pumped up, and he's ready for this.
Yeah. I look forward to it. Yeah. So anyway, Tyler, now what else you want to add?
I'm just, a week from Thursday is the draft, I believe, right?
Yeah, there's 27th. Does 27th fall on a Thursday? I guess it does, huh?
Yeah, because the draft last year was on Thursday. The first round anyway.
Okay, yeah, I didn't really pay it. I just know the date. I didn't know the day of the week it was. But yeah.
Yeah,
right.
well, I'll be watching that draft, and
tell you what, that's going to be a fun.
That's one thing. Joe and Sohail are high. We're not drafting Solomon Thomas. He's not the best player in the draft.
Hey.
He's not close to the best player in the draft. At best, a second-round pick.
Sohail's on. He's on an island now. It seems now that Joe is actually looking for.
They have been smoking something. He is at best a second-round pick, not a first-round pick. And the Panthers. The only reason they're looking at him is because they lost Coney Ely to the Patriots. The Patriots are scaring me. They got Stephon Gilmore, Coney Ely, Brandon Cooks out of this whole offseason program.
Yeah,
I'm scared of them. I hope it's what the Warriors pull with Kevin Durant. You can't get that many star players on a team and succeed. But that's basketball, so that has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, well, thank you. I was going to tell you that, Tanner. What are you talking about? Yeah, but it's an interesting point, though. You can't put too many stars on one team, but you can in football.
Because of KD.
Yeah. Now, basketball's a different thing. There's only one ball, and you got 5 guys got to share it. And if you got too many stars, you do ruin it.
To a 1-year deal because it was a 1-year experiment. Experiment failed. They're not going to re-sign him. KD says, I'm not going anywhere, or he says he doesn't want to. I beg to differ. Steve Kerr's not going to offer you a contract. You're going somewhere else.
Tyler, you get back to that game, man. Is it over yet?
Nope, but it's a hockey game.
Yeah. Let's get back to the game because we got people waiting. Let me say goodbye to you. See you on Red and Gold, okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm pumped.
Well, it sounds like it, man. I want you to
maybe I'm sugar high.
Yeah, calm down. Is it? And then not so much sugar on your cereal, okay?
I'm drinking a Monster and I'm eating a chocolate thing right now.
All right, Dad, have a good night. Happy Easter, bro. Let's get Michael in there. Michael.
Hey, hello. How you going?
Hey, Michael. Man, how you doing?
Good.
Michael had Easter yesterday, actually. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Michael. Did you hear me?
No, you're right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Sorry about the delay. I just wanted to quickly talk about the quarterback, and we've got Hoyer that we've got for a 2-year deal, and the funny thing for me is why get a quarterback that you feel comfortable with only for 2 years? And to me, that sort of suggests that they're going to make a move for a quarterback for this draft.
But and Michael, I just want to add. I just want to throw in right there though. He's Plan B though. Hoyer was not Plan A. Kirk Cousins was actually Plan A. They fall back to Plan B. But go ahead and make your point. Okay. I want to see what you got going.
Well, okay, fair enough. I mean, and I guess the strategy, obviously, for the 49ers, I think it's been said by a number of members in your group here today, but looking at options to trade down so they can accumulate more picks. We already know I think we've mentioned probably about there's probably so many players that can get into the 32, but you can only squeeze so many. So I think the first 3 rounds have got some quality players, and so for us it's about getting as many players as we can, or draft picks in the first 3 rounds. And so that might help justify for us looking at a quarterback in the first round, in particular, if we're interested in someone. So if we do get that pick dropped down to 12, and we get the picks rounds 2 and 3 in the draft, they might be persuaded to getting Deshaun Watson. I'm a big fan of Deshaun Watson. He's a gamer.
I know.
I'm not sure what the dirt is on him, why people are sort of staying clear from him. But I mean, you look at. I mean, he's done it all basically. He's got you've heard John Lynch and Shanahan. They're looking for men with character, leadership, high IQ, skill sets. He's got it all. So
but right there, though, Michael,
degree within 2.5 years.
But right there, though, Michael, you should actually throw everything in that they said, though, and that's probably pretty much why Watson's probably not on the list. Now, you do remember they said that high character and all those things, but they also said they want uniformity in their quarterbacks. Now, Barkley and Hoyer are similar quarterbacks. If you draft Watson, now you've got the uniformities broken up, right? He's a mobile quarterback. He does things a little differently. He's the Kaepernick duo. So that is pretty much the problem there.
It's funny that you say that. Yeah, it's funny that you say that because this season he spent less time running and more in the pocket.
Yeah. And
I believe that he showed a bit more versatility, a bit more what Kyle Shanahan is looking for. And I mean, look, unless they just like seeing the guy, I mean, they met him at 3 times already.
Question, where are you going to get so hell mad off
what's
the
that?
show?
No, I'm going to see if I can get a hold of it. I don't know where it's coming from. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. I mean, like they've seen him 3 times already, so they've had a one-on-one session with him. They've had Kyle's been with him, Lynch has been with him, got the pro day, all that stuff.
True.
True. Both him and Deshaun Watson, they've been. And I mean, he's a gamer and he's a winner. So I mean, you look at Bill Belichick when he talks about Tom Brady and about what constitutes a good quarterback. It's about their IQ, and it's not. And, he says that the talent's not as high as some others in the league, but it's his IQ and his dedication, his hard work, and all those characteristics. And Deshaun Watson for me just
fills all the boxes.
I think that's what we need. He's going to sit there behind Hoyer for 1 to 2 years, learn, and he's going to be a game changer. Out of all the quarterbacks, if you look at the quarterbacks from last year, I think Goff and Wentz.
Yeah.
And you look at the quarterbacks that are considered high this year, Trubisky and
Kaiser
and Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
If you were to rank them, I just can't see how Goff, for instance, is rated higher than Watson. It's just mind-boggling. I don't understand how that's.
And remember the intangibles that they're measured by.
He's actually considered to be sort of late in the first round. So I don't know. I just don't understand.
Well, as I say, Mike, you got to remember the intangibles that they go down: footwork, vision, field vision, accuracy. You can lose a lot of points on that if you don't check the boxes out high. Because let's say golf, his accuracy is very good. He just has other problems. His footwork is excellent. But you know what's really funny? He was a winner in Cal to some degree, but never to the magnitude of Deshaun Watson. Maybe if that's added intangible.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, and maybe if you add that as an intangible, then you do that.
That's exactly right. I mean, he's a winner. I mean, you look at all these. I mean, he's averaging 67% in completions, but that's in those big moments.
True.
He just takes it up another level.
True.
You know what? It's pretty ironic. I reckon. They compared him to Michael Jordan. That's a bit funny, but if he gets drafted at 23 in the first round, that's going to be quite ironic, I think. But you never know. Watch this space. I hope we get him. I really do. If we get enough picks in the first 3 rounds, I really wish we get him. I think
and you never know with Kyle Shanahan.
Be a game changer for us.
Yeah,
really,
you never know with Kyle.
I really do believe so.
It's like everybody says, we don't know what Kyle's thinking. So, he could be going 360 on this and everything that he said earlier. But if Deshaun Watson were to get drafted, everybody say, hey, Kyle, you said you wanted uniformity in your quarterbacks. He's not like Matt or Hoyer or actually either one of those guys. And Kyle just says, Well,
He's a
I
winner.
guess this guy's
That's
just
what
gonna
he is.
have
He's
to.
a winner.
He's a winner, but you know,
He's a
in the
winner.
NFL, you gotta have skills.
I'm interested to see what anyone else thinks about Deshaun. But
Yeah.
mate,
We'll have a
I wouldn't
Deshaun
be,
Watson
I wouldn't be,
discussion.
I wouldn't be unhappy if we drafted him. I'd really be really happy.
I'm sure you would. I can tell you wouldn't, Michael. All right, Michael. Good case, though, man. I like it. All right, Michael. Let me talk to you later, okay?
Bye.
Have a great day. All right, let's go to Vance.
Yeah.
Good night, Mike. Or good day, Mike. Vance.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
Yeah, Vance. We're sitting there going over the possibilities of what may happen on draft night. We're concerned with Cleveland saying all the weird things they're saying. What are we gonna do with Cleveland? Because they don't know what they're gonna do, whether it's gonna be Trubisky or Garrett. And what are the 49ers gonna do? They're gonna trade up or hold on to that second spot and, like Mike says, grab Deshaun Watson or something crazy. So, what are you thinking?
You know, I agree with Mike, but to some extent, like, okay, if we would have kept Kaepernick, okay, yeah, I would have got Deshaun Watson right away.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good duo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you wouldn't lose anything. One leaves or gets hurt, the other one comes in. It's the same game. Exactly. Yeah.
But with Cap not being there, I would still go offense. I mean, you know what? If we do go quarterback, like the last one of the callers said,
Nate,
that he just has a gut feeling.
And that was Nate.
Feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, shit. If we do go quarterback, I really do think it's Patrick Mahomes. I hope so.
Good bear.
I mean, yeah, and then also, who else needs a quarterback?
The Jets always need a quarterback. Chicago needs a quarterback.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's like it's hardball right now.
I know.
With the weeks counting down. So, but yeah, I would take Watson, but if we had Cap, but
yeah.
Fortunately, we don't no more. So yeah, I would take Patrick Mahomes. I'd still go offense on the number 2 if we take number 2.
And who would you go with if we take number 2? Who's your offensive player?
For the 2017 draft, the San Francisco 49ers will get Mike Williams.
A receiver I've got no problem with. I like Corey better, but I'll take Mike, yes. Because even if we don't win with Mike, if he fails, at least we gave it a shot. We're trying to find the number 1 receiver. You know how many years Detroit went before they got Megatron? They went 2 years until they finally got Megatron.
and
yeah.
The Niner faithful, man, we got to stop with the defense. I mean, I like the defense too, but we got it controlled. That's controllable.
Yeah.
We need to worry about our offense like how we were in the glory days. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Teams are scared to play us. Nobody's scared of the 49ers offense, not yet, but that might change starting this year. But yeah.
And if you think about it, Kyle's the offense guy. I mean, he runs that whole offense his way. So if you really think about it, I really think we're gonna go offense on the second round. I mean, I don't see us going number 2, going in the defense direction on the number 2. I mean, you would think Kyle Shanahan. I mean, it's his playbook, so he's gonna look for that guy, especially being under a 6-year contract.
Yeah, he might though. He might go with defense this year because of the reason you just stated, because of the 6 years. But from this point on, you've got the offensive genius in the NFL. We ain't going to be heavy D every year. Because like I said, the defensive line is not as sick as people are making it look out to be. It was sick last year, though.
Go ahead, Ronbo.
No, I'm saying the people were out last year, and people are mistaking people being out for being a bad football team and a bad scheme. Yeah. Your defensive coordinator can ruin your team in a heartbeat. Nobody cares about that. We need some more defensive line.
I remember since Jeff Garcia. I mean, I remember just like watching every game from them out, just being like, man, I feel bad for these guys' offense, man. Our defense is gonna eat them up, but I want that perspective to change. I want to be able to say, yeah, look at our offense, man. Damn, we're gonna score some points right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I want to see teams helpless out there trying to stop us.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I like Mike Williams for us, but I hope it's not no damn curse. I have to remember what when Kyle ruined it for that what was that 2012?
You're talking about Trent Baalke and A.J. Jenkins.
Yeah. You remember when we had Kyle Williams and he dropped that pass?
Oh, Kyle, yeah, oh yeah.
Fumbled it.
That Williams.
On that New York Giants game, yeah, Kyle Williams.
Oh, never forget it. We can't, know.
I hope. That's why I said I hope Williams is not a curse on the red and gold. You know what I mean?
Maybe we should stay away from the name Williams. You got me scared now. Superstition.
Yeah. But,
maybe not.
But I mean, damn, dude. If we would have kept Cap, I mean, Deshaun Watson would have been a good fit. But the play style is different, and if you think about it, Kyle wants somebody to sit in the pocket.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's where he's had his biggest success. So that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would think he'd go Mahomes, or if it was quarterback.
Yeah, because Mahomes is not really. He's not a mobile quarterback, really. Mahomes dances out of it. He's more of Aaron Rodgers type of mobile.
Yeah,
he's not looking to run. He's looking to use that big gun of his.
I was gonna say that if you look at his tape, when he gets out of the pocket, he knows how to sit himself right and adjust his movements, and he'll get his footwork done, especially working with the offensive coordinator right there. But if you look at his tapes, he does get out of that pocket, and he does have Aaron Rodgers'
so he can see
postures. You know what I mean? He gets out, and instead of running, he throws down that field, and that's good.
And his accuracy downfield, it's stupid. This dude can hit a receiver 60 yards down the field in stride. I've seen that on a couple of clips. I says, well, they must have photoshopped this. Because that's not even possible. And I think Aaron's seen that. I mean, not Aaron, but I mean, Kyle might have seen that and says, okay, this is the guy I was talking about. This is the guy he did that with no effort whatsoever. So, yeah.
And you know what? You know what I like about it is that, in the 80s, it was Montana, that was on the jersey, back of the jersey. I mean, it doesn't sound the same, but it is almost. I mean, how would Mahomes look in the red and gold, And then you never know. What if he was that quarterback that took us, and we got a championship and so forth? I mean, shit, I'm just ready to win, Ronbo. You don't know how desperate I am to win.
Yes, I do. I'm suffering the same pain. Tell you what, Mahomes, Mahomes, Kyle's not. He said what he said about him a month ago. He hasn't said another word. John Lynch has been running the pack the other way by making sure that everybody thinks the 49ers love Kaiser, and he's done a great job, too. So, I think he's going to get – you know what? I'm convinced that he's going to get Mahomes. We got to go, man.
Hey, I just want to give a shout-out to Tyler. He watches hockey. I love hockey, but go Ducks. I'm right in SoCal. So we're on that playoff.
Tyler must love it. Okay. Good stuff. Man, have a good night, man. Join us on Red and Gold Radio Mondays and Tuesdays, Thursdays and Fridays, all right?
All right, I just want to give a shout-out to my SoCal love, and right here where I stay at Ronbo, we're starting our Niner Empire. I'll be sure to I'll give you like a little I'll give you our Instagram page. We're gonna make a new one for our 760 Empire.
Awesome.
But,
please.
I'll talk to the guy that runs it. His name is Mario Garcia.
All right.
But once you guys give us a follow, we'll be up pretty soon. But this goes out to the SoCal vets from representing 49ers.
All right.
Use the term Niners foo.
Yeah. Love it.
All right, Ronbo.
All right, man. Have a good night, man. I'm looking for that mail, man. Give me that note. All right.
All right, thanks.
Also, I want to remind you, as you'll see Nellos, as he's sitting here next to me, subscribe to Nello's channel, Nello's Production. All right? You'll love this guy, man. No, it's just good to see you feeling good, man. Tell you what.
Yep.
We got to go, but listen. All night long, if you feel like you want to chat, go to Rewind on YouTube as well. I'm going to be over there in a few minutes. I may grab a couple of sandwiches. Well, excuse me, I got to tell you the truth. I never grab a couple of sandwiches. I could be 5 or 6 sandwiches deep. So, I'll be there in a minute. Go ahead, and I guarantee I join you. T Breezy and Sahel Rad. Boy, I hope you are there, man. Boy, I tell you what, I can't get on. We're going to talk. Let me get some questions off here, too. Travis Mello says, Jamal has really good instincts. Could be free safety. Yeah, he could. He could. Nobody talks about him playing that position. So, I don't know.
He ran a 4.3.
Yeah, he's fast. But he's the guy who runs the entire defense back there in the secondary. So nobody really put him back in the free safety. Jamal tells that free safety what to do, and everybody else in the secondary, right? He's a controller out there. He's that field leader, and if with him we'd have a field leader in the secondary and Bowman in the linebacking crew, and it would be a good thing. So it's not a bad thing. All right, Parker 29 Productions. Do you want to trade him? Hey, you can't really get. What are you going to get for Ahmad Brooks though? I mean, if you're going to trade for Ahmad Brooks, what would you expect in return? It's probably not a deal that you're going to waste any time on, right? 861 Barney says, where is Kelly? Kelly Yamaguchi, paging Kelly Yamaguchi. Your fans are waiting. All right. There's a Dogzot 813. Do you think we might draft a late round quarterback like Chad Kelly? I've thought about that. I've thought about Chad. He's a gunslinger. Trevor Knight, Josh Dobbs, Brad Kaya. Somebody else late to become our starting quarterback. And, you know, Kyle is a very mysterious guy. What Vance I just got to talk about makes me think that Kyle might think that he can do something with that gun that Mahomes has, and he does indeed have the best gun in this draft. But he's a little erratic, he's a little crazy, he's a little insane. But is that always a bad thing? You know? He comes from an offensive system that everybody thinks is ridiculous. But, you know, he could maybe be formed. He's got 2 years to form him, maybe. Terrence says, when are you going to stop Sahel? When are you going to stop Sahel from calling it? We love Sahel. You know, he's family. He's entitled. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. When we get here, we'll deal with it. He's going to make himself come in one time, and everybody's going to be talking. They're going to just jump right on him. So, you know, it's okay. Travis says, where's Jack and Trey and Trez? Why hasn't Tito been on? Tito works. I got to know that Tito works. 10 EST. He works late night is a problem. So that's why he can't join in, because you know he'd be here. That's all I can say about that. Jack, I'm not sure what's going on with Jack. And Trez probably thought about getting in, but we started saying bad things about Solomon Thomas, and he got scared. Hey, Trez, here goes an entire question. Should the Browns sign Cap just so they don't have to commit to Osweiler? I'm glad I read that last. And people asked the Browns weeks ago, why don't you get Cap? And I don't know, there was no real answer. So, and we can find Trez in the chat right now. So, you know, he was in there he's been throwing digs all the whole time. I just haven't been repeating them. You've probably seen him in there if you were in the chat. He's still, but you got the sign. I can see him standing up in front of his phone. He's got the sign, so hell rad and committee for Solomon Thomas. T Breezy, Team Solomon Thomas. I'm getting out of here. I've had enough. Hey, Nellos, have a good night, bro. I'm out of here.
All right, have a good one, Ronbo.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Red and Gold Radio. I'll see you in a few minutes on Rewind.
Yep.
Niners!